Good evening. This is the Woman to Woman Show, and I'm your host, Wanda Carter. And this evening, I'm going to be discussing with Miss Jerry Hudson from the High Park Writers Group about these two ladies, Miss Condoleezza Wright, and
Yeah.
what's the other lady's name?
Her name is Jamaica Thompson.
Jamaica Thompson. And Jerry's going to tell us a little bit about why she thought to compare these two ladies, because I think her objective is to make sure that we understand what it's like to achieve a goal and what it's like to strive for one. And so, Jerry, give us a little explanation about why these two ladies.
So, Wanda, thank you so much for having me at your show.
Sure, absolutely.
And as always, I want our listeners to look at what it is that we need to be striving for as a
Okay.
community.
Okay.
And looking for things that are duplicatable as
Yes.
people, right? As a community.
Yes.
What it is people should be striving for, like you
Okay.
said. So with the High Park Writers Group that we're going to be meeting this summer, all summer, and I'm going to have a lot of shows that are going to take a look at two different lives. And
Okay.
we are not, certainly not saying that definitely that one way is better than another.
And then another.
And we want to though take a look at how sometimes some of the images that we are given as African Americans are individualistic versus community minded.
Okay.
So I actually want to take a look at this thing from a community duplicatable standpoint,
Okay.
looking at two divergent lives. Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
So
Now that sounds so interesting because I know everybody, well,
exactly.
are
Absolutely.
familiar with Condoleezza Rice.
Absolutely, that's why I
but
picked
we
her.
don't know this young lady.
No.
And I'm just interested to see how you roll this whole thing out, and I'm sure that others will be as well, because this is, I think this is going to be good to see two different perspectives, two people coming from two different perspectives,
Exactly.
and how their lives turned out.
Exactly. That's absolutely
And
right.
so that should give us all motivation to know that, you can start one way and end up somewhere else.
Absolutely.
All you have to do is focus and decide what you want to do in life and then go for it.
Absolutely. And being resilient and working from the standpoint of what you have available to you.
Yes.
So we show how, definitely what Condi started with, a lot of us don't have. But what Jamaica started with is very common in our community. She was of a single mother. She was one child of five, whereas Condoleezza Rice, as we say, she started as an only child.
She had all the resources
She had
that her
two
parents could
parents.
provide for her.
Exactly. So listen, this summer, like I said, we're going to do a whole show, and this is really just the start
Okay.
of the show
Okay.
that we're going to unveil, where we're going to take a look at this, like you said, where, what is it that we would find more common in the African American community?
Okay.
And how is it that you, as maybe the product of a single mother,
Yes.
but if you are like Jamaica, you take what it is that you have and you make that bigger, and you use relationships
Yes.
to get what you need.
To get what you need. And
Okay.
she didn't let her situation or her childhood
Diminish.
limitations
That's right.
stop her from achieving her goal.
Absolutely. That's right. That's
So,
exactly
so
right.
what she did was she showed everybody, including herself,
That's right.
that if you commit to something for yourself and you move in the direction to achieve what it is you committed to,
Right.
you can accomplish it.
Yeah. So, but I know that you wanted to do that, and absolutely. So, listen, you got to pay attention, because Jamaica is like, she's not traditional. She was called Queen Pen.
Ooh.
So she was,
Queen Pen!
That's right. So she definitely chose an unconventional path.
Okay.
Because she was money minded,
Okay.
and I think Condoleezza Rice was too.
Okay.
I think they were both financially driven.
Okay.
But Jamaica chose a path that was more streetwise.
Okay.
It's more
Well,
street.
maybe she didn't have
She did
the
not.
skills.
She
She had
did
to
not.
develop her skills.
Well,
did she have the education?
She definitely did not.
Okay.
So in terms of, and so what I call it, she was Wanda. She was trained by the streets. So
Okay.
what she took what she had available to her.
Okay.
And unlike I think Condoleezza went to the University of Denver,
Yeah.
and she did some work at Notre Dame and had the access to a PhD. But let's take a look from the community standpoint that maybe, quite possibly, Condoleezza sort of went to the things that were provided by other people.
For her, yes.
Okay, so she actually went the way that, that the structures were developed by other people. But Jamaica Thompson developed her own structures.
Because she didn't have the resources available to her that Condoleezza Rice did. She didn't have two parents. She didn't come from a double parent. She didn't come from a mother and a father home.
No.
She came from a single parent home. Probably mom had to work and do whatever was necessary to make sure whatever their needs were, they were met. And she had a lot of brothers and sisters. So Condoleezza Rice was just a single child. So when you're, I mean, that's a big difference right there.
That's right.
Because she had siblings, and those siblings, is growing up in a household full of siblings, you better hurry and get your slice of the pie before they eat it all.
Hello.
And so she came from a whole different mindset about survival and being able to be successful at whatever it was. She probably had to be the first at whatever it was she was trying to do at home, because if she wasn't, it wouldn't be there when she got ready to do it.
Absolutely. And seeing that even though she did not have to go the traditional route and have other people train her to be successful, she trained herself to be successful. She, but one thing I like about her is that she's, what we're gonna find, and then we're gonna do some corona work. But what I like about her story is that she understood relationships.
Okay.
So that she saw the relationship. Now you can say, certainly choosing the life of drugs and choosing to sell drugs, but we know that that's what was available in the community. And and she got herself a man, and she got herself married, and she used what was available to her
to be successful.
To be successful.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
I think she probably was a greater strategist than
I agree.
Right.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
She did what she needed to do.
I completely agree with you. She was a greater strategist.
That's right, because she was able to get what she did.
Listen,
I like that.
You hear me?
I like that.
So I want our listeners to see that, and I want our viewers to see, like you said, the strategy. Because Condoleezza, we could all certainly, again, Condoleezza's way. You need $20,000 up front to get a BS degree.
Come on.
You got to
pay. Or you go in debt like I did to get my BS degree, my BA degree.
Come on.
And then you spend years trying to pay it off.
That's right.
Because that's what it took to get where you were trying to go. But this lady, she decided that she was going to
no money down. No
get
money
where
down.
she was going, and she was going to use the skills that she had acquired in the street.
That's right.
To do that.
That's
and
right.
she did it.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter, as long as you get to the end result, you get to the goal, the finish line.
Do you hear me? And so
you didn't get killed on the way.
You didn't get killed. And not only that, she used, like you said, just what you're saying. So what we find, like you said, and you did the great comparison, Wanda. What we find is that Condoleezza, went, like I said, where you need all of this, you need all of this education, you need these test scores, you need this finance.
Yes.
So in other words, Condoleezza used all of society's rooms.
The way that society has set it up for you to grow.
Right. So that's not strategy. That's just following the script.
Right. That's right.
And so then a lot of times what we find, just what you talked about, certainly, and I have a degree in microbiology, when you follow the script, then that leads you to following more scripts.
Yes.
And then you have to go to the society, or you have to go to the wall.
That's right.
In order to find a job.
That's right.
After you've already spent money up front.
And how many people today have these degrees, like me?
That's exactly right.
And there are no jobs for you to get. Most of the jobs I apply for, they tell me I'm overqualified.
That's right.
But
absolutely,
other jobs that I'm not overqualified for, I can't get because they don't want to pay me coming in the door like they can pay the younger people coming in the door with less experience They don't have to pay them what they would have to pay me. So me getting a job with my credentials is very hard.
Absolutely, because you're competing with everybody else that went to school. But if you go the route of Miss Thompson, and again, we're not condoning crime.
Exactly.
We're not saying that. But what we're saying is that if you
Where there's a will, there's
use
a way.
your own ingenuity,
Yes, you can do what you want to
to
do.
build, like even like and moving from that, like so Condoleezza Rice, we see that she, things like she, as far as we know, we don't see any what we call committed relationships.
Okay.
We don't know where to go and identify her children. Certainly she has no biological
Right.
offspring.
Right.
So not having any biological offspring cuts off that path.
That's right.
She has we know that after she was Secretary of State, for instance, there hasn't been anybody else to be Secretary of State.
Ooh.
So we don't see and I'm going to do some reading.
Okay.
So many of the things that Miss Rice did. She was at the University of Denver. We don't know her to have any programs for young women at the University of Denver.
So she didn't establish any methodology for other people to follow to get to where she's at.
That's right.
See, we have to stop
that's right.
creating these lone islands of
Success.
achievements
That's
that
right.
we've accomplished.
That's right.
Because and with nobody to back it up.
Nobody.
Somebody has to be able to step into my role.
Come on now.
When I'm not here.
Woo.
When I make my transition, who's going to do what I'm doing? Who's going to do what you're doing? So we have to train somebody up
Jamaica.
to do.
You got to be a mother. You got to be a family. So
You gotta do it.
So we said, like you said, so even that she was at the State Department, and however, we don't see anybody traveling the path that she saw.
Okay.
That she
did.
Right. We see all the universities at the University of Denver, University of Notre Dame, and then she got her PhD from the University of Denver, and
Okay.
so she spoke fluent Russian. I don't see how that could benefit our community at all. I mean,
Nobody I know of.
no, there's
speaks
nobody else.
Russian.
But again, like you said, it works for the one individual. That's what we're saying. Whereas Jamaica, definitely, we're not saying we know. She's the first to admit in her book, she definitely shouldn't have chosen drugs, but she got herself a husband,
Oh.
and she had herself a child.
Okay.
So right away, we see things that other women that are 20 want in their lives.
And
These
their
are
lives
things
are
that
more
they can
similar
get. That's right.
to hers.
Exactly. We know that there are lots of women who are 20 years old that don't have husbands,
That's
and maybe
right.
that have a child,
That's right.
who are not going to be accepted to the University
That's
of Denver
right. That's
or
right.
the University of Notre Dame. They
Nope.
don't have the money. So what is
Not
it-
only the money, they don't have the skill or the education to go there.
That's right. So that's why we say Jamaica Thompson, Queen Pen. We want you to be thinking like that as a strategist. Reading her book,
Yes.
seeing what it is that she
had
has
to
do right.
Yes.
And we know that it's much more common to find ourselves. Very, very seldom are people only children. I'm
That's
not an
true.
only child.
Me either.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
have 4 brothers.
That's
I
right.
only have one now, but
That's
I
right.
have 4.
That's exactly right. I have a sister that I love. I have nieces and nephews because of my sister. That's duplicatable. I have a sister, and when I'm not here, my nieces can follow in my path.
Yes, they
so
can.
it's very much more important to be a part of a
Yes,
family.
yes.
And then. So this is the truth. Jamaica, in her story, Queen Pen, you guys have got to get the story. So the truth is she gets caught, Wanda, because, so what happens is that she gets on the run. What happens? She gets on the run, and actually her man gets caught, not her.
Oh.
And he turns her over.
Oh no, he didn't.
Yeah, he's a
traitor.
So he was trying to get himself a minimal sentence.
Oh my
And-
God.
Yeah, so he turns
What
her over.
kind of relationship was that?
Well, yeah, so she gets better men now. but yeah, we all start with those bad men. Who can't relate to getting a bad man? That's very relatable,
Oh,
right?
yes, it
I call
is.
it relatable.
Oh, yes, it is.
And so what happened is she went on the run.
Okay.
And so she was on the run for a couple years. And then, Wanda, she comes back and they catch her because she shows up to the 6th grade graduation of her son.
Oh.
So her love of family gets her caught.
Got her caught. Mm-hmm.
Got her caught. And so with Miss Rice, we don't know who her family is.
Yeah.
We know she has one,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because obviously, we see
Right.
all of this family
That's right.
that is on
That
Wikipedia.
supported her.
Right. But I'm saying to you is that she has not made any of her family members prominent in the way that she is, right? So Jamaica gets caught. That's what I'm saying. So that's more relatable to our African American women.
Because we always getting caught.
We always get caught. We always get caught. We
are more than 67. I don't forgot the percentage now, but we are a great percentage of the people inside of the prison system. We either in jail, in prison, ankle bracelet, jail. We one of them fives. We're in there.
Right, you said that she's talking about the mass incarceration system, as you're saying.
Yes.
Much more prominent in our communities.
Yes.
It's not. It's there.
Yes.
It's something that you got to avoid. You got to strategize your way out of.
That's right.
And you've got to figure out a way. But absolutely. So that, like you said, again, that is something that is in the community that must be overcame.
Yes, it
okay.
is.
And so she got caught because she loved her son.
Okay.
And she came back to his graduation and she got arrested.
Oh.
So that's but that's all in the book.
So how much did she go to jail?
She did.
Long time?
She actually did, yes, and she came out and wrote a book. So she actually, I think they said she actually did
So
about.
it helped her. Because
Absolutely.
she actually went in there and came out a bigger, brighter person.
Absolutely.
For having had that experience.
Absolutely. And it makes her book is very much a well read. She comes out, look, Wanda, if there isn't there's so much there for the community of women to woman.
Okay.
She does jail time. There's nothing more horrific than that. When she gets out, she again strategizes.
Okay.
Creates a book, and I learn about her. That's a hell of a woman.
How did you even know about the book? How did you know about her?
Because she wrote the book. You see, she becomes an author. So
Okay.
she keeps on using, now she realizes, wait a minute, why don't I
tell the
use
story?
what's available to me?
That's right. That's right.
That I don't have to pay for.
That's right.
That I don't, let me use what is available
She already
to me.
paid for it. She just has to write it down and tell other people about it so that we can learn from her mistakes. We don't have to go that route.
You hear me?
Mm.
So that's
Tamika.
Tamika.
Good teacher.
Oh, she okay. Jamaica. Okay.
Jamaica.
She goes Jamaica. But yeah, but like you said, she is just such it takes such a look. And I just really believe that, Wanda, having African American women look at these two lifestyles.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And realize where it is they can
fit.
develop.
They fit.
And where they can develop strategies based on these things. And so look, and lastly, in the book she tells, this is the funny thing, in the book she tells how, actually I think somehow, I mean, she grew up away from her son, but anyway, she turns around, Wanda, and in the book she says that she hasn't seen her son in years and years, and she looks up and he's on TV, guys.
What?
Her son, her seed, because she was a mother,
Yes.
her seed was on TV, and I believe he's like a professional skater.
Oh really? Oh, I know.
You see, because her genes, because she had biological offspring, and he, unlike her, chose a path that didn't include criminality.
Yes.
So in the very next generation, they got it right. You see that?
Oh,
so
I
even
like
with
that. I like that. That's a positive story. That's a very positive story of a young woman who started out life in a criminal lifestyle, but ended up being a mentor, so to speak,
That's
for
right.
her child and or for others that read her book and understand her plight, and her outcome was a positive one. So she really is an excellent teacher because her whole life has been a book. It's been an open book. and we get to read about it now and find out the details of what caused her to go down that path.
That's right. But as you say, the redemption.
Yes.
Her story is one of
Yes.
redemption. So
Yes.
you all, this summer, when you come out to the
Yes.
High Park Writers Group,
Yes.
we're going to have a $25 gift card. You
Ooh.
all need to give us a call
Okay.
at 773
She got it.
679
Okay.
8740.
Okay.
We also will have another phone at the end.
And it is, see, I don't know that number.
Okay.
See, she knows that number, and I don't have, we just
Well,
keep talking.
Okay, and so listen, we're going to have a gift card because we want you all to take a look at these two lives, just like we just did. And we want you all to come to a High Park Writers Group with some finalities that you come up with.
Oh, I like that.
You hear me? I want you all to take a look at these two lives, and because we're going to also draw this out. We want to see this become a documentary.
Okay.
Where we look at lives and see what it is that we want our young people to get out of that. Because like you said, you're right. At the end of the day, this is a very much a positive story.
Yes.
Because she did something, but the very next thing,
She
like
turned her life around.
she turned her whole life. Who don't need to turn their life
So
around?
we know that in today's society, 3 out of 5 African American men and women end up in some kind of trouble.
That's right.
But if we follow the lead that Jamaica led, then we know that just because we're in trouble today don't mean we have to be in trouble tomorrow.
Right.
And just because today our life is not what we want it to be doesn't mean tomorrow it can't be. Because
right.
she has demonstrated and shown to us that we can do whatever we want to do. Our President Barack said,
That's right.
yes, we can.
Yes, that's right. She
We
lived
can
that.
do anything we want to do. We just have to want to do it, focus, and go do it.
That's right. And you don't have to be born with no silver spoon in your mouth, with no ministers.
Because the majority
or
of
father.
us weren't.
That's exactly right. And with people with all kind of
So
resources.
she reflects the
That's right.
majority of
That's exactly
us
right.
versus Condoleezza.
That's right. That's what this show is about.
Condoleezza is more successful as far as society is concerned.
That's right.
But as
Ooh.
far as our population of
And
people
our
is concerned,
community.
our culture, this girl represents it better.
You see
I mean,
that?
because
That's the truth.
that's what it is.
That's the truth. And who would have thought that? When you first started this show, who saw that coming? That's why you need to watch That's why you need to watch Woman to Woman.
Woman to woman. You heard
Nobody
it.
saw that coming.
Ooh. Now,
Nobody saw it.
I have the number for Woman to Woman. It's going to be
Okay.
crawling across the screen anyway, but it's
Okay.
773-609-4867. That's 773-609-4847. And we're going to be doing more shows with Miss Jerry Hudson and the High Park Writers Group, because these folks are going to come and start doing all kind of articles and all kind of shows to help us see things from a different perspective.
That's
See,
absolutely.
writers are storytellers.
Yes.
Writers live life experiences just like we do.
Yes, they do.
But they express those experiences in written word.
That's right.
So come join the party. Join the High Park Writers Group. Miss Jerry, she got all these writers. I mean, and it's a bunch of them.
That's
It's a
right.
bunch of them, and they are just
Community-minded.
They're so phenomenal because I got to read some of their work, and I'm just telling you, it's just like, man, I didn't know we had people that could write like that.
Absolutely.
That look like me.
Absolutely. As you say,
They're
with a
phenomenal.
quickness. And we have prizes, like we said, the Jamaica, we'll have a date for that. If
Okay.
you all give us a call, we definitely want you all to Jemeker. You'll put that out there. Jamaica Thompson. And the book is Queen Pen. She was
Wow.
one of the most leading. Listen, she's always at the top of her gang. Let me see. It said at the time she was one of the most leading drug dealers in Los Angeles in the 1980s.
So that's what she was known
That's
for.
what she was.
Drug dealing.
That's right. The FBI
Not
called
prostitution, like
No.
they try to say that all of us, we had to go that way because that's the only way we can be successful.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's right. Like
okay.
you said, she didn't even choose that. No, she got her man.
See?
She got her
See?
a man, her
See?
own man. not somebody else's man.
Did she have to
No,
share?
That's right. No, she got her own man who to get her to marry her. Okay, and they said it was her. She was the FBI called her queen pin for her tough demeanor in a male-dominated crime network. Well, how about that? Just like Condoleezza, they were in male-dominated worlds.
Yes.
They were women in male-dominated worlds.
That's right.
You hear me? Hey, but like you said, Wanda, we've had the greatest fun.
This has been wonderful. And what really puts a smile on my face is that I'm looking at this young lady and I'm saying to myself, boy, you just made my day, because now I'm trying to get young people, I'm giving this message, young people, if you want to tell your story,
That's right.
give us a call.
That's right.
If you want people to understand the plight that you went through in your life, give us a call. Come on the show.
That's right.
Let's talk about how your life has turned out and what we can do to assist you to get you where you're trying to go.
That's right.
That our goal is to help us as a people
That's right.
get the word out about whatever's happening in our lives. And today, the coronavirus plays a big part of what's happening in our life.
It is.
So keep the distance. We're close here, but guess what? She hasn't had any symptoms. I haven't had any symptoms. And so we may be asymptomatic. So we're not giving anything to one another. But keep your distance. Do what the law says you should do.
That's right.
Wear your face mask. Wear your gloves. When I leave this house, I wear my face mask. I wear my gloves.
And I have my gloves.
And I make sure that any surface that I touch, I have those gloves on.
Absolutely. And then even in the car, you can
spray it down.
You spray, right. You make your own contraptions.
That's right.
Mix pine, salt, and water.
right.
I have it in the car.
Yes.
Mix of pine, salt, and
Yes.
water. And you spray the doors.
That's
and
right.
you spray
The
the
handles.
inside. That's right.
I do it every day if I go out.
Absolutely. So we're just saying, and then I know you're going to lead in with some stories about the testing and how the problems that we're seeing with the testing, but definitely in order to there's so much we don't know about the virus.
Yes, it is.
There's so much there's so many questions out there. We're in the middle of the virus right now. It's like the April, May 2020. We're in the middle of it. But one thing we do know for a fact, and this is what she's saying, we do know that it's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
And we do know that it is contagious.
Yes, it is.
Now, so based on those two
just
things,
a droplet from you talking to someone that drops on a surface and that person touches that surface, that virus, I'm told, is active for 72 hours. So that's 3 days.
That's right.
So if a droplet drops on this desk and my hand touches it, then I could easily contract that virus.
Right.
That's what I'm told.
So that's enough for us to wear gloves. So let's get out of, because I mean you can get caught up in what you don't know about this virus.
That's true. Very
so
true.
let's focus on what we
do know
about this thing they calling the virus.
Yes.
Okay. So
I like that
about this thing they're calling the virus.
Yes.
So let's, again, there's so many conspiracy theories. We're not doing that show.
That's right.
But what this show is about is what we know and what we can do for sure to protect ourselves and our families.